my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Davina Oriakhi, and in this video I will be sharing with you 6 things I wish I knew before I started my loc journey. So if you're considering starting your loc journey, or you're in the early stages of your loc journey, or you've just started your loc journey, this video is definitely for you, so keep watching. But before that, cue the intro. There are 6 things that I wish I knew before I started locs. I'm not gonna lie to you, there are some things in here that my mother did tell me, but I just didn't take her seriously because I thought
it couldn't be that bad.
The first thing is shrinkage. Your starter locs will shrink. So if you are a wise person and you decide to start your starter locs with long hair,
it is going to shrink.
Is not going to just, keep growing longer just immediately, because in the starter phase there is budding, there is meshing, there is all these things, and that comes with shrinkage. So your starter locs will shrink before they start to grow. It's just part of the process. I didn't know that, and I started my locs like that. They were like proper baby locs, right? And it was slightly frustrating for the first 1 month to about the 5th month. I noticed that it wasn't growing, it was just doing its own thing, and I was just like, so yeah, shrinking. I wish I knew about that before I started my loc journey. The second thing is pain. I wish someone told me that it would be painful. So the pain that I'm talking about comes in 3 situations. The first situation is if I do not sleep prepared. Second situation is when I'm washing my hair, and the third situation is in styling, and I'll explain styling. If I were to put my hair up without considering the balance of my head, yes, I actually have to consider the balance of my head. After some time, I think it's because I have a tender scalp, but after some time, the weight of my locs start to hurt me. I start to get headaches, I start to get neck pains, and I will not breathe, I will not rest until I let them down. This is a problem that I started experiencing in my 3rd year of having locs, when the length was considerably longer than it had ever been. And I thought, oh my God, this is just, yeah. Literally, before I put my hair up, I have to think about how tight I'm folding it. I have to think about where on my head I'm putting it. And I have to think about how long I'm going to put it up for, because I will experience headaches and I will experience pain. Another situation in which I find that I experience pain is when I'm washing my locs. So locs do a lot of water. So when I am washing my locs and I do not squeeze out the water within a considerable amount of time, I will experience pain because the locs become really heavy, and that starts to hurt my neck. So now I know how to deal with it. I just make sure that I squeeze the water out of my locs as I go along. But before then, I was air drying without squeezing my locs. So but now I know I squeeze the water out of my locs as I wash my hair. I tend to do a little bit of blow dry before I air dry, just to help the weight of the locs. ACV rinses also help with the weight of the locs, I have found. So yeah, that's with neck pain in washing my locs. And then another situation where I experience pain is when I do not sleep prepared, which leads me into my 3rd point of what I wish I knew before I started locs. You have to sleep prepared. I wish I knew that you can't just fall asleep. You have to make sure that your locs are sorted out before you go to sleep, because if you don't sort them out and if you don't put them out of the way, they get lodged between the pillow and your neck, and yeah, that's obviously very uncomfortable. Even if you decide to put it on just one side, you notice that one side is being stressed and the other side isn't, so you would experience pain there. And yeah, you just have to sleep prepared. You have to put your hair up in a way that is comfortable for you, on your bed, on your pillow, so that you don't experience pain. It is actually, I wish I knew. You know what? This is one of the things my mother told me that I didn't take seriously, because every time she would put her locs up before going to bed, I'm like, Mom, just let your hair down. Because her locs were very long before she cut them. Her locs were so long, and I was like, Mom, just let your hair down, just go to sleep. She said, my dear, where is your tongue? Where your hair is long, you will know. You will say I told you. And I'm like, Mom, it can't be that serious. It is that serious. You have to sort out your locks before you go to sleep. And for somebody like me, I like to just, yeah, I like my freedom, I like my comfort, and I noticed that I can't have that 100% if I don't sort out my locks before I go to sleep. So I wish they told me about that. Well, I wish I took what they told me more seriously, because my mom did tell me. That which leads me into my next point, which is lint. If you don't put your hair up properly, you will have lint. I still don't like lint. It really just irks me. Like, I used to pick lint out of my friend's locks, out of my mother's locks, and because I just don't like the look. But now I know that once your hair gets to a certain length, lint is just attracted to your locks. When my hair was short, I didn't have a problem with lint. Now I have a problem with lint, especially in the fall, in the autumn and the winter time, when you start to wear, fuzzy sweaters and jumpers and woolly things. Things will get caught in your hair, and it's just the way it is. I honestly thought I was going to be invincible and untouchable, and lint would just not come near me because I know how to handle it. You will deal with lint, especially when your hair is getting long. You will. You will.
Okay.
What you just need to do is make sure that your hair is packed up, brush your locks. There are so many ways to deal with lint, so it's not a huge deal. I just don't. Moving on to my next point, your locks will mature to a point where they are compact and they come back to the original size of the sectioning when they were started locks. Wish someone told me that the lusciousness and the fullness and the fluffiness of my budding stage was not forever. I was really enjoying the way my locks were looking when they were budding, when they were teenagers. They were fuller, they were fluffier, they just looked a certain way, and I loved it. I loved it so much. But the truth of the matter is there are different stages of locks, and when you come to a specific stage of your locks, which is what I'm in now, the maturing stage, they do become compact and they do come to the original size of the starter lock. And that's just what it's supposed to do. Your locks throughout their journey is moving. It's not static, which is so beautiful to me. But I didn't know that that fullness that I was experiencing in my budding stage, I wouldn't have that forever. I do not regret the size that I chose for my locks. I do not regret the sectioning. I think my locks are absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, the lusciousness and the fullness of the budding stage was just so beautiful to me, and I'm going to leave pictures here just so that you can see it. The last thing I wish they told me about locks is you don't need patience to do locks. You need to be open to the locks teaching you patience. I am not a patient person. For those who know me, they know I am not a patient person. However, I was patient enough to grow these locks without adding any extensions throughout my journey. So far, I'm 4.5 years in. I have never used extensions in my hair. I wore a wig for the first month, but after that, I just never put anything on it. I was patient enough to see how my locks would grow out, not because I am a patient person. As I said, I'm very impatient, but the locks taught me patience. I don't know how else to explain it, but my love for the hair taught me to be patient with it. So if you're considering locks and you think you're not a patient person, coming from a very impatient person, your locks will teach you patience. You don't have to have patience before you start your locks. I feel like that's the best piece of advice I can give, and I wish someone told me about that. But those are the things I wish I knew about locks. Please do leave a comment below if there's something you feel I missed out, if there's something that you wish you knew about locks and now you're just knowing. If you have any questions for me, leave it in the comment section below as well. I am actively looking, so just so that I can engage with you and learn about what you want to know about locks. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.